Hello, my name is Virginia, and I'm going to be talking about some of my values. Recently, I've been thinking about my values a lot, more than I have in the past several years, thanks to the Social Justice Living Learning Community Retreat, as well as the Service Leadership Seminar. Every time I start to think about my values, I start to think of what I admire in other people and the values that they exhibit. Some of the values that I find to be very admirable are confidence, intelligence, discipline, fairness, loyalty, and many, many others. Even though every value is very important to me, there are some that I hold closer to my heart, such as honesty, respect, and passion. I feel very strongly when it comes to being honest. In every situation I find myself in, I always find that it's best to be honest. The saying, honesty is the best policy, is an idea that I hold true. And when in a relationship, whether professional or friendly, honesty is a vital component. And when two people are honest with each other, it leads to a more trustworthy relationship. And in that respect, both trustworthy and honesty kind of go hand in hand. But sometimes it's more difficult to be honest because sometimes we have to be honest about our deep personal feelings or something that's harder to articulate. So in that respect, I do hold honesty to be a little bit more important than trust. Honesty is also really important in groups because when you're working on a community service project, or for example, when I was working on a public service announcement with a group, it's really important to be honest about people's ideas and whether the idea is good for the group as a whole or not. For example, with the PSA that I was making with my group, there were times when either myself or another group member suggested something that didn't really work well with the entire presentation. So the group was quick to say, I think there's something better out there, but that was a good idea anyway. And that's a very important thing about being honest. Another one of my values is respect, and respect is important to me when it comes to other people's opinions and ideas. When I'm working with a group on a community service project, I always like to hear other people's ideas because then we can get the best ideas from everyone. But sometimes it is difficult to hear other people's ideas when they are so much different than my own ideas. But I've learned that I always have to respect what they're saying because their opinions and ideas are just as important to them as mine are to me, and I always want someone to respect my ideas, even if they do feel differently about them. My other value is passion. For me, it is hard to be involved in something I do not feel passionate about. While I see the importance in every issue, there are some that I do feel more passionately about than others. With United Way. And it was a fairly large group of kids, about 40 in total. And I always appreciated seeing the kids who would attend every meeting with me and go to as many community service projects as possible because it showed that they were really passionate about the group and they really wanted to do well with the group and for the